Want to unleash the hounds, or in this case the fireflies, and just sit back and relax and watch your puppies do the work? Well, today I'm going to show you guys the best firefly build that you could get. Asiva, this is LaserBolt, and one of the perks of being part of the Bolt Nation is that your comment will get highlighted by this amazing looking badge. And this particular build is coming to you guys based on the comment from Stephen Carroll. Thank you for being part of the Bolt Nation. And he said, can you put together a shotgun slash shield build? Would be cool, or a nice Firefly walkthrough. Well, that's why we're putting together this Firefly walkthrough, as we're currently working on the shotgun shield build, as I need a little bit more mods to actually get that fully maxed out. Now, one of the neat features about this particular build is the fact that you're going to be causing a lot of destruction and just chilling back and watching your puppies fly in the air and dismantling enemies as they please. Now, putting this build together was a little bit tricky because there are a couple routes you could take for this particular build. The hardest decision is deciding if you want to run the BTS U gloves or if you want to run the 3-piece China Light setup. Now, I tested both, and today I'm going to show you guys the one I believe is the best build, and I'll let you guys know why as we progress through the video. But before we get started, I do want to remind you guys about our giveaway. We're giving away 2 free copies of Borderlands 3 for the system of your choice. To participate, it's super easy. All you got to do is click the link down below where it says Jumbo Nation, and you guys will be automatically entered, so good luck to everyone that's participating. As a friendly reminder, want to remind you guys we also are covering other loot and shooters like Borderlands 2 and also the new DLC from Destiny 2. So if you guys like loot and shooters like the Division 2, definitely check out those videos. We'll have you covered for each individual game. Alright, so now let's dive in and talk about this build. Like always, guys, we're going to get started with the attributes. Now, for this particular build, guys, there really isn't too much attributes that I can tell you guys you have to get this. The only thing you really need to target are the yellows. And the target for the yellows, it's really low, which is a 5. You want to make sure you get at least to 5, but with the build I'm putting together, you guys will easily get to 5, even past 5. So the more yellows you have, the better, but you want to at least make sure you have 5 if you change a couple pieces around. Now, as far as blues are concerned, anything will fly on the blue section or on the defense section. On offense section, I do want to put a requirement of 4 or higher. The reason why is because we will be using our gun. It's just not a matter of just sitting back and watching your puppies fly in the air and destroying anybody, because there's going to be some times when you're going to need to use your gun. And I like to make sure that when I put a build together, that I'm not only giving you guys a really cool build, but I'm also giving you a build that actually is functional when you guys are engaging high-level content. Now that we got the attributes out of the way, let's talk about weapons. Now, for the first weapon and your primary weapon, I'm going to suggest the CTAR 21. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, Laser, no, don't do it. The P416 is the way to go. Hear me out, and I'll let you guys know. But if you guys don't like the CTAR, you can still go with the 416. It's not that much of a difference, but just hear me out before you guys say no to my suggestion. Now, for the talents, you're going to want to make sure you have the same talents if you run a P416 as well. We're going to go with the requirement talent, which is Spike. Headshot kills grant 35% skill damage for 20 seconds. For your second talent, you're going to want to go with Allegro. Rate of fire is increased by 10%. That's also going to fit perfectly with the P416. And for your third talent, you're going to want to go with Recharge. It says, while equipped, skills deployed at full armor have 25% duration, charge, and ammo. So this is a really good one to have in your slot because it's going to give you that extra duration for your skills. Highly recommended. So 2 requirements here, Spike and Recharged. Now, the reason why I set the CTAR and not the P416 is because with the CTAR, if you guys put a mod to your reflex sight, which gives you the plus 10 damage to elites, and you also add the muscle break that gives you the plus 5 damage to elites, you're able to get 15 damage to elites just from the weapon mods. Now, with the P416, you'll still be able to get damage to elites, but you're only able to get 10%. The difference is CTAR gives you 15%, the P416 gives you 10. Now, if you don't really care about that extra 5%, go with the P416 if you like that a little bit better. If you do care about the damage to elites, which I think you should due to the fact that we are going to be doing high-level content with this build, is you want to have damage to elites because this is the only extra additional way that we're going to be getting that damage to elites. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide which route you want to go. I suggest the CTAR, but it's up to you to decide which weapon you want to put here as your primary. For your secondary weapon, I'm going to suggest to go with the Merciless. Of course, whenever doing a damage build, you want to make sure you go with the Merciless. It's always effective just to have it just for brutality. It says while holstered, landing a shot has a 5% chance to deal plus 20 damage as explosive damage. I know it's 5%, but it's always good to have it than not to have it. And plus the Merciless is pretty OP now that it got a little bit of a buff. Now for your third / sidearm, nothing really matters here. It could be a double barrel shotgun, it could be a pistol. The only thing we really want to worry about here is, of course, is the talent, and I'm going to suggest to go with Rooted. It says while equipped and in cover, all skill damage and healing is increased by 25% for 10 seconds. Buff is lost when exiting cover. Can occur once every 60 seconds. Remember, when doing a Firefly build, you're going to be in cover quite a lot because you'll be launching your Fireflies from cover. So this is a very effective talent that has perfect synergy with a Firefly build. Alright, so now we got the weapons out of the way, it's time to take a look at the gear. Of course, like always, we're going to get started with the mask. For the mask, we're running a Shine a Light Industry mask. The reason why we're running the Shine a Light Industry is because we want to tap into that plus 10 explosive damage, and that's going to be very effective and crucial to this particular build due to the fact that we are running an explosive damage build because we want to tap into those Fireflies. Now for this one, there are two things that you want to make sure you prioritize. You want to make sure you have one red and one yellow. Of course, your red has to be damage to elites here. Now, you should have 42 damage to elites because I'm sure since you guys are subscribed to this channel, everybody should have a 42 damage to elite mask here. If not, I am going to be extremely disappointed. If you don't have a 42 damage to elite mask, let me know in the comment sections down below so I could go ahead and get upset. Now, remember when I said you wanted to run the C-Tur to get that plus 15 damage to elites? Because with the 42 and the 15, you're going to be getting at least 57% damage to elites. Now, if you have a mask with a higher damage to elites here, of course, you're going to be able to go past 60 or maybe even get all the way up to 70, but that's only if you have a God roll. Now, for the talent for this particular mask, we went with Destructive, gives us a plus 20 explosive damage. Really easy setup. You don't even have to roll this one because the Shine a Light does drop with a Destructive talent, but if you don't have it, just roll it into your mask. Now, on to the backpack. For the backpack, we're running an Alp Summit. Reason why we're running Alp Summit, we're actually going to be running two of these because we want to tap into that 10% cooldown reduction, and we are going to be running this one with the attributes of 1 red, 1 blue, and 2 yellow. So if you get this backpack, it'll probably drop with a red and a blue, and it'll give you the advantage of having 2 gear mod slots. That will give you 2 yellows. Now for the talents here, you want to run tech support, and this is going to require 6 or more utilities, which if you follow this build, you should be able to get past 6 or more utilities. Kills by active skills grant a plus 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. On the second talent we're going to be running here is Destructive, plus 20 explosive damage, giving us a lot of bang for our buck. Up next, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the vest, and for the vest, we're going to be going with an Alp Summit. Reason why we're going with the Alp Summit is because we want to tap into that plus 5 skill power. Remember, we have 2 of these, so we're taking the 10 plus cooldown reduction and the plus 5 skill power. And in addition to that, guys, reason why we're going with the Alp Summit as well is because it's going to let us get the following attributes. That's going to be 1 yellow and 1 red. That's what it's going to drop with, but it's going to allow us to slot 3 different gear mods, which is 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 yellow. I think for the Alp Summit, there are 2 name brands. The one you want to look for is the Pro Ribcage one. That's the one that drops with this particular build. Now, in addition to that, guys, you will also going to be allowed to have a talent. We really don't have any other really good talents to look for here that we could probably use in the vest. So the best route for the talent, of course, is running Destructive once again, giving us more explosive damage, a plus 20 explosive damage. So just on the mask, backpack, and body, we are rocking a lot of explosive damage, but our explosive damage does not stop there. Now for the moment of truth, guys, the gloves. Did we go with the BTSU or did we go with the Shine a Light? I picked the BTSU just for the simple fact that we're going to be getting more damage when using these gloves, and more damage means more destruction. That is what I like. Yes, fellas. So for this one, don't really have to say too much. You guys should already know what the BTSU gloves do. If you guys don't have the gloves, I have a video on how to farm that, so definitely check that out. Now on to the holster. Now for the holster, we're running a Fenris group. The reason why we're running the Fenris group and not running like a Douglas and Harding is because we want to get that plus 10 assault rifle damage. We're already running an assault rifle. We might as well put a little bit of damage to this since we are technically going to be using our gun. Another cool thing about this one is that it drops with 2 attributes and 1 talent. So the attributes on this one is 1 yellow and 1 blue. blue. And as far as the talent, we want to roll destructive on this one because it doesn't drop with destructive. So you want to make sure you look for a holster that has destructive that you could roll into your Fenris group holster. Now onto the knee pads, guys. For the knee pads, we're running a Providence defense. Reason why we're going with this one is because this one gives us 1 yellow and 1 red. So this makes it perfect for our particular build. And in addition to that, it's also going to give us a talent. Now for the talent here, I went with destructive, but there are multiple ways you could actually go with this one. You could go with Surge, which gives you a +10 skill hassle, or you could go with Empowered, which gives you +10 skill power. So you can have multiple ways of approaching this one. I personally just like the damage. I like the raw damage. I like to make sure I'm causing as much damage as I possibly can, and that's why I run destructive on here. But I'm going to leave that to your criteria to decide which way you want to go in case you're lacking any of the two. Another reason why we picked Providence is because it's going to give us the +10 skill power just by having the name brand. So that's always a plus, especially when it comes to skill builds. Now, what specialist should you pick for this particular build? I think out of all of them, the perfect one would be the Survivalist, because not only are we going to be running Fireflies, we're also going to be running Seeker Mines, and this makes it very viable because we're going to be using them to trigger our BTSU gloves, and we also want to make sure that they're doing damage as well. And the Survivalist is perfect for this because it gives us the advantage of tapping into a couple of talents that will help us have more damage output and also get more skill power and more skill haste. And we're also able to tie in different gear mods to our Seeker Mines, so it makes it a perfect combo when it comes to putting this build together. Now on to the numbers. I know you're like, Laser, the numbers, give me the numbers. All right, so we're going to start off with the first thing. For maximum DPS, you're looking at about 800,000 maximum DPS. Armor, we're looking at 200,000 armor, and for health, we're going to be roughly around 30k. Our skill power is going to be about 2,500. That's what we're kind of looking to target. With this particular skill power, we're also going to be able to tap onto different gears for our Fireflies, but also for our Seekers. Now, you're looking at a cooldown reduction time for your Fireflies and also your Seeker mods of 10 seconds. That is what you're targeting, so make sure you guys check your mods accordingly to make sure you guys are able to hit that number. If for some reason you can't hit the 10 cooldown reduction time, you're probably going to be roughly around like 13 to 14 cooldown, which is not that long, especially if you're tapping into the skills. For all weapon damage, we're looking about 35%, and assault rifle damage, we're looking for 25% or higher. Damage to elites, we're looking at 55 or higher. You should definitely, if you run this build the way I put it together, you should at least be at 57. So I'm putting it at 55 just in case you miss out on something. Overall, in general, I think if you guys put this build together and give it a try, you guys are going to thank me because this thing wrecks in a lot of high level content, whether it be strongholds, whatever it is, or whatever you throw at it, heroic, it will be able to do a number on all the enemies. Definitely try it out. Let me know if you do. If you have another build that you guys would definitely like to see us put together, make sure you guys leave it in the comment section down below. We're more than happy to put that together, guys. Want to remind you once again, we are covering other loot and shooters like Borderlands 3 and also Destiny 2. We already have videos up on the channel, so definitely check those out if you guys plan on picking up those games. I do hope you did find this video helpful and informative. If you did, guys, do me the huge favor, drop a like, share this video with your friends because that does help us out a lot. In addition to that, guys, if you want to show more love and support, do consider joining the Bolt Nation. To join it super easy. All you have to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bolt Nation, and you guys will automatically unlock exclusive features only found on the channel, like some amazing emotes, so you're definitely going to want to check those out. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget WGATAP, and I will catch you guys on the next video.